Another reason for the success of the operation is because it wasn't coordinated with any of their so called allies. And here I'm referring to the Iranian proxies. Because unlike what the Western media shows and many Arabs that are pro Western, they try to show that Iran is actually the main threat to Israel and to the region. And yes, to the region, rightly so. Like there's a lot of question marks about Iran and their performance and their objectives, and there's the old history between the successive Persian empires and the Arab kingdoms and empires. It's just people who really know what's going on. They know that Iran is not really there to hurt Israel. Iran is there to strengthen its position and to make a very firm stronghold for itself in the region as a main player. And actually, what their proxies do is not really harmful to Israel. It's mostly theatrics. And by the way, this is also said by Sheikh Subh al-Tufaili, who's one of the founders of Hezbollah, and he's turned against them. He tells you like if it was him, he would have opened a front with Israel from day one as in October 7th. Because think about it, if you're really against Israel and you have a very impressive arsenal, allegedly much larger than Hamas's, like 3 to 5 times larger, and thrice the amount of ready to fight troops and well trained, and they're veterans from the Syrian war. So all of that, like, why wouldn't you take the opportunity and have a pincer attack? Like, help them by reducing pressure from the north, because now Israel is just focusing on Gaza, and there's these theatrics going on the Lebanese and Syrian front, mainly Lebanese, but just absurd. Even when you look at the footage of their operations, nothing like what Hamas is doing. They claim they took down a base, and you look at the footage, it's just crazy. It's crazy. Not that there's no deaths, there's no casualties. Not a single Israeli soldier was harmed. Four Burkan means volcano. Four Burkan rockets, which is a Scud-based rocket. Four were wasted on that base, and when you look at the footage, it just looks like garages, just flattened, and not even one soldier. Like, what the hell happened? Of course, it's coordinated. What kind of barracks or base at any point of time, and anyone, you don't even have to be a soldier to know this, at any point of time, what base is left idle, empty, with no one in it? Do you think we're that stupid? They coordinate, they give them the info, okay, we're gonna hit it this time, and they left, and it was nothing, like, there's nothing of value there. You don't even see vehicles that are destroyed. We don't even know if it's a real base. But yeah, supposedly they hit a base in the north, in the Galilee, Al Jalil. So yeah, we're not falling for that, and we're not stupid. So this was one of the main things that caused the success of the October 7th Al Aqsa flood operation. And here's the thing, guys. Early on, when I found out about what happened and started following, like, I was so mad at Hamas because throughout my adult life, I've always been like, I have no sympathy for any religious militant groups, and in this case, Islamist groups, and I always considered them in that category because they were like, early on they were very supported by Iran. Initially, they were helped by Israel because they wanted to have a counter power to the secular PLO, and they actually helped pump them up and help them reach power in the Gaza Strip. And then Iran, when it started becoming quite capable in the region, they started helping them as well with weapons, with some training, I assume, any means possible. And of course, there were other people, Muslim Brotherhood, different points of times. Maybe Egypt could have been involved lightly because everything mostly should have happened at their Sinai border. Turkey, Qatar, like, but again, like these are people with all of these are factions with dual loyalties and with their own agendas. So don't think of it like of taking them under their wing and like nurturing them. No, it's not like that. They need to have credit themselves, Hamas, because what they did was very impressive and unexpected, and it gave hope again for all people in the region who are so hopeless when it comes to this Goliath of an enemy, which turned out, as suspect, to be nothing. Their soldiers are cowards. Many of their citizens, whom always claim this is their land, they're returning to it, they fled right away. And the Gazans, with all what's happening to them, they're sticking to their land. They're staying. They don't even have a place to go, but even if they were getting kicked out, they're just trying, moving from Jabalia camp to the south, and then from the south anywhere, Khan Yunis, they bomb them there, then they move more towards Rafah, and they're trying their best not to leave because they love their land. Their land is them. The Palestinians are the indigenous population, and when we say Palestinians, it's Christians, Muslims, and initially Jews. Unfortunately, those were integrated and absorbed into the state of Israel. But this is historically what Palestine is for at least the last 1,000 years. It's a multi-religious society.